everyone, welcome to CGTN. I'm Xinmeng and this is The Hype. Today we are in Shanghai where young innovators from around the world have gathered ahead of World Youth and Development Forum. And today, earlier, I spent some time with participants from the group Technological Innovation and Application Group, and something kept surprising me because, people may all be called innovators, but they are actually paying attention to completely different things. Some people are helping young people find jobs. Some are making sure that global opportunities be more accessible, and some are building systems to get to know the world around us. So before starting with presentations, today let's start with stories. Now, first of all, let's meet with the fantastic guests joining us today. Now, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience? Tell us who you are, where you're from, and one thing in the world that you keep thinking about. That's from that side.
I am Tanmay. I am from India. But currently I am based in Vienna, Austria. One thing which keeps me thinking every day is about the scale of unthinking development that humans have done until now.
Thank you, welcome. And the lady here?
Hello, my name is Annika Mauer. I'm from Germany and I can't stop thinking about peace education.
All right, thank you so much, welcome. And now, last but not least,
my name is Masfin Dasi and I am from Ethiopia. One thing that keeps me up at night is the living condition of every African youth.
All right, well, thank you so much and glad to have you all here. When people hear the words innovation or entrepreneurship, they often directly jump into the products itself. But most of the time, the projects don't start with solutions. They start with someone noticing something. Right? So let's go back to the very beginning. So before the project, before the pitch deck, or before people believed in it, how was it? Was there a moment when you thought, okay, here's the problem, and there has to be someone who solve it? Can you share that with us? So let's start with Xinmeng.
So I'm an international student in Austria. Mm-hmm. And one day we were discussing with some friends in a boot camp. The boot camp was about an extended study on innovation because in the technical university where I study, we have an extended study on innovation which is aligned with your curriculum but studies on innovation. So we were just discussing something. At that time I was also deep into sensor building. I was doing some GNSS and geolocation stuff, and at that time one of my friend got very severe pollen allergies. Like he just couldn't stop sneezing. And for me, coming from India, pollen allergies, it was very, very foreign to me, if something like that exists. And then that's what I decided, why don't you do something about it? Mm-hmm. So his pollen allergies, my expertise in like building sensors, and we just decided on doing something out of it.
Okay, so I'm still curious, I'm not sure the audience still are. So what would people lose if your project doesn't exist?
It is not about what would people lose. It is about what will people gain.
Okay.
Take a deep breath with me for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Everybody breathe in.
You just got trapped. So the funny part is that right now there were millions of microparticles in the air which entered your nasal system. It entered your nasal cavity and we don't know what they are. So the opportunity here is that to see what exactly is in the air we breathe. Mm-hmm. For example, there is a very big problem of airborne microplastic. Mm-hmm. Also, if you remember some time ago there was a big scandal about asbestos. And if we would have known the air we breathe, we would have avoided such things. And hence, it is not about what we lose, it is about what we gain.
That's a good explanation.
Yeah.
So now that we know where it started, tell us, reveal your project. What is it and how does it work?
So we are building an airborne particulate matter sensing device. It would sound click to many of us because there are a lot of PM 2.5, PM 10 sensors available in the market.
Yep.
But they only tell you how much. For example, 2.5 million per like 10 mm, 10 cubic meter, but they don't tell of what. And our device analyzes particles in the air and tells what exactly are particles in the air. So how much amount of soot you breathe, how much amount of what kind of pollen, how much amount of microplastic, and the research is like on seeing what you breathe. So literally seeing what you breathe. And then that's what we say, air, understanding what matters.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. And Annika, what was your project? Don't reveal it first. Tell us the story behind it before it.
So, let me not reveal the story first.
Yeah.
So, I've been always very much curious about people. I love meeting people. I love talking to different people and connect with new people. And during my exchange semester in Cameroon, I met amazing, brilliant young people, all community leaders, all just had an idea and put it into place and built the future they wanted to see. But I saw a lack of opportunities of these amazing young people with international opportunities, with other youth leaders around the world. So I was thinking, how could we connect these people with different opportunities with each other? And I've been blessed and I've been very privileged to have studied and lived in 9 different countries in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Europe. So I've been able to create a network of youth leaders around the world. So I've met so many interesting people, and I wish these people would meet each other, because I believe that one of the key for global peace, as I said, I'm very interested about peace education, is dialogue, is bringing people together. It's creating and sharing opportunities with everyone.
So it's more like an online project.
Exactly.
And what is it? How does it work?
So while meeting all of these amazing people, my idea was, how could I connect these people? How could I connect my friends with my other friends from around the world in a way that is accessible and feasible? So that's why we live in 2026. We have digital technologies that weren't possible 20 years ago.
Yep.
So I decided to create a virtual exchange program to create an opportunity for all of these amazing people to meet each other online through the help of easy virtual conferencing platforms and WhatsApp.
And can you imagine, so if there's no such project existed, what would people around you lose?
Well, they would lose amazing connections. They would lose the opportunity to learn from each other, to dialogue, to meet someone who's completely different from them without having to leave the house. Because I think it's very enriching for someone's life to meet people different from oneself.
Wow, that's how important it is. And last but not least, let's hear your project.
Okay, so before revealing my product,
Yes.
let us keep it a surprise.
Yep.
So the story starts back when I was at the university. So I studied technology. So technology students have the skill and everything, but unfortunately they are not met with the opportunities. They do get a lot of requests, but the opportunities are not presented in a very clear way. So we were very curious about that. We have the skill, we have everything, but the opportunity is not there. We know that the demand is there, but the opportunity was not there. So we were just researching about this, and we realized that that is the lived reality of every Africans. Imagine waking up in a very big continent. When we're talking about Africa, we're talking about 1.3 billion people. So among 1.3 billion people, more than 60% is youth. And those youth are joining the global job market each year.
Yep.
Millions of them. And those millions of them have talent, have the skills, like the skills that we had
Yes.
back at the university, but they didn't had any sort of mechanism to actually access those opportunities. So that's the big problem that we saw, and we said, like, we're not going to be the one that will just sit and wait for the opportunity to be given to us, but we will be the one that will create that opportunity for the rest of the African youth. Yeah.
All right, so what is the project you created to help them?
Okay, the project that we created is that, so in case of Africa, we do have a lot of gig workers and freelancers.
Yep.
So again, as I've mentioned, the opportunity exists, the demand exists, the talent exists, but there is nothing to connect this whole thing. So we created a platform called TAF.
Tough.
Yeah. So TAF is basically an Ethiopian word. It's an Amharic word that the youth is using.
Okay.
TAF means to actually to hustle, to go out and to look for a job, you know, to work for small gigs. We call it to TAF.
That's a cute word, actually. Tough.
Yeah. So we came up with this product, both mobile application and a website that actually connects those freelancers and those gig workers with their potential employers. So yeah, that's basically our product.
That's great. Now we've heard all three very different ideas and projects. I do have some questions actually for each of you. Let me start with Taeman first. Environmental monitoring sounds like something government or research institutions would usually lead. Why do you feel that young innovators can also be part of that?
There is like two sides to this question. First is that governments are doing environmental monitoring.
Yeah.
But there has to be some kind of a private activity there too, because governments don't invent stuff, they only use stuff. So someone has to invent something in order for governments to use. So that's the first side of the question. And the second side of the question is that governments like install some sensors in like some hotspots which they think are viable. But right now citizens are very much engaged. So citizens can do citizen science projects in which they can also contribute to such sensing. And citizen science is, I think, a very important step in transparency about what statistics the government gives you and what are the actual statistics. Because if you think government will install sensors like one sensors for like 10 square kilometer, but if you have citizen science with it, so you can have like one beacon sensor and there you can have a lot of different small sensors which a lot of citizen scientists can also attach to their homes, to their balconies, and also contribute to this greater environmental monitoring. And that's how I think it is not only the job of the government. So it is also the job for someone to invent new sensors, to invent new modalities, and also a job of citizen scientists.
Yes, exactly. Citizen scientists have been so popular in recent years. It's a very popular term here in China and also worldwide. I don't know if you have citizen scientists in your country as well.
So we do have those. So right now, every opportunity have been very accessible. So meaning that everyone is like their house experimenting with everything and all.
Yes.
And they're actually researching and looking for problems and changing it into an opportunity. And that actually basically gave them the label for the citizen scientist.
They can actually, assist the officials in so many different ways.
Exactly.
The small efforts that we do every day in our daily lives. And then my question for Annika. So we always say that the world is more connected than ever. But for a lot of young people, they still feel that opportunities are still far away. So what kind of gap did you try to close there with your project?
Well, I believe that there are a lot of opportunities, and I think that we're also very well connected, but often the information about these opportunities does not reach the target groups. So there is a lot of eligible programs, like programs that exist. And if I speak to my friends, I'm like, there's this amazing program or this amazing program, but you have to be part of a certain network, or you have to follow a certain newsletter, or just look on the internet for certain terms to know about these opportunities. And not everyone knows that they exist, so they don't look for them. So I think the difference is there's an amazing information on the internet, but you have to know that it exists. So it's step by step. It is largening your network and talking to other people that you know about these opportunities. So what we do at Intercultural Connections, we also share about things that we find, that we learn about with others, so that they share with their networks, so that we just pass on the information. And just by creating bigger networks, we get aware of more opportunities.
All right, thank you. And last but not least for Mesfin, I know your project has already helped thousands of people, tens of thousands of people actually, to find jobs. So what changes or what outcomes have you noticed that surprised you the most over the years?
Okay, great. So we build our product on existing systems. So Africa is in a very pivotal point right now.
Yeah.
Because currently there are more than 50% of the African population has an access to internet. So we planned to leverage that first. So after leveraging that, it takes me back to when I was a university student.
Yeah.
So the solution that actually came as a university student is now currently helping university students across Africa. So for example, if we take one university student from Addis Ababa, first he used to be dependent on his family, but right now he's using our platform so that he can earn money and he's supporting his family. So meaning that we're currently seeing that a talent is not being wasted.
Yes.
A talent is being used into an advantage. And again, he's helping a lot of people. This is basically for the freelance job that we're currently doing. And again, for the gig jobs that we're connecting, let me give you an example. Just one carpenter in Ethiopia. He used to always go out in the street with his tools and just stand on the street waiting for a job, because that was the only way that he could find a job. But after our platform was introduced, jobs were very easy and jobs were just one click away, meaning that he could just sit at his home through his convenience. He can just apply for any job with just one click away. So we've seen a lot of lives transform with this platform, and we've seen a lot of potentials being utilized for good. Yeah.
That's terrific. You know, good examples of your project, see how it works. I feel that must be a very proud moment.
So because of this, in recent years, there is this term called gig economy, which is being widely used and populated. And one thing which I really have an think when I think about gig economy is that it doesn't stop at gig economy, because you take someone from unemployment to a structured employment. But in the between, from unemployment to structured employment, there is a very big ladder, and a person has to overcome. And to just overcome this ladder, a lot of people do study, a lot of people do hustle. And one kind of hustle is gig economy. I have seen people who are doing food deliveries and completing their studies at night. They are doing some other gig jobs and supporting their families, or doing some another gig jobs and doing on some research. So the thing is that with gig economy, you have access to something which is quite much very easily done, and which gives you time to reskill yourself, or to to just get up the ladder. So this kind of platforms also really help. For example, I can do 5 hours of job a week. I can earn some money and invest it into something else.
Yes.
And then just reskill myself.
Yes.
So this is something which I find very fascinating.
Yes, speaking of the gig economy, especially in a growing economies like India and most countries in Africa, the gig economy is basically the backbone of our countries. So our countries depend on gig work. So supporting the gig workers means that supporting our countries into a better development. And you know, in most African countries, I've traveled to most African countries, and I've seen that it is very challenging to get microcredit for your gig work as well. Because, for example, let's say you are employed permanently in a specific company. That specific company might give you some sort of microcredit without a collateral. But if you're a gig worker, it is very challenging to access a microcredit.
Okay.
And again, that's what our platform solves as well. It has a microcredit system, so meaning that freelancers and gig workers can actually do frequent jobs, and based on the number of the jobs that they complete in our platform, they will be eligible to access microcredit. And we don't give those microcredit in cash, instead we give them in kind, meaning that you're a cleaner and you're doing a lot of gig work, right? So if you're doing very good job throughout the week, if you have good amount of completed jobs, you will get cleaning materials within the microcredit system, meaning that you will get to buy vacuum cleaner machine, so that you can actually expand your work. Let's say you're a graphics designer in Tanzania, you can access the microcredit service to buy a laptop so that you can do your freelance job more. So that microcredit service we provide in our system is again feeding back to the gig and freelance economy. Yeah.
That's good to know. It's a very positive cycle.
Yeah.
And you know, listening to all of you, 3 completely different ideas, what stands out to me is not technology, it's actually attention. Because all these different ideas, projects, they all started with paying attention to something that others have already accepted as normal. So it actually makes me wonder, what does, you know, something we build, so most of it comes from where we are or it comes from who we are. So I think that's a very interesting question. Let's do a little thought experiment here. So just imagine you still have the same capabilities, same skills, same personality, same interests as you have right now, but somehow life takes you to a completely different environment. And would your mission still be the same? Would you end up doing the same projects as you do now? Let's, for example, say if Mesvin, you grew up in Germany, and say Annika grew up in India, and Tanmay, you grew up in Ethiopia, would you end up doing the same thing?
Okay, so thinking about this makes me think about solving the problem on a different way. So meaning that our solution basically mainly focuses on young people, but it also engages the whole population.
Yeah.
In the world we're living right now, our problems are shared, meaning that most of the problems that we do have in Ethiopia, they are mostly shared in different countries as well.
Exactly.
So for example, let's say me, Mesvin, was born in Germany and grew up there. So I might be solving this same problem because the problem is shared, but I might be solving it in a different way. Meaning that for developing countries and for developing economies, our economy basically depends on the gig economy, right?
Yes.
But for the relatively developed countries, their economy depends rather on a freelance job than a gig work, meaning that more of remote jobs and others than the service-oriented in-person jobs. So I might tend to actually approach it in a freelance, more digital and more hybrid way than an in-person jobs. So that's how I would approach it. But same problem that I will be trying to solve, but on a different way, on a different context. Yeah.
I have a very opposite view on this actually.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Because for someone who has actually lived in India, also in India I actually had somewhat a middle class background. My parents also raised me to a good level. They gave me good education. So I was also kind of allowed to dream. But a lot of people in India don't really have that kind of a privilege.
Okay.
And I was just telling about something that if I grew up in like somewhere else, maybe I will have to overcome some more barriers before I get to a level which I am today. And so and overcoming that barriers is something which will still be the same. So I will still be like hustler, I will still be innovative, but I would still I will not solve the same problem. The overarching problem will remain the same. I have to climb the social ladder, I have to improve my life, I have to improve the life of the surrounding people. But the scale of it will differ entirely different. I have lived in India, I have also lived in the Europe, in Austria for last 3 years, and I have seen how access changes the way you think, the way you interpret. And hence I would say that if I am in something, if I am in Germany or I am in Ethiopia, I would still be a hustler, but doing different things of hustling.
Work on different projects. That's great. We have two completely different answers here. What about Annika?
I would agree with you.
Okay.
So I would still care about global peace, but part of my work is informed by what I care about, but part of the work is informed about what skills I have, the context I have, the resources I have, and what I do with it. And if I would be growing up in a different country, I would care about peace, but maybe connecting young people wouldn't be my priority. Maybe something in my town, in my city, in my community would be something that is more of a priority to me. So it really depends on the person I'm today is my background and my experiences. But if I wouldn't have had those because I had a completely different childhood, I would probably reorient my priorities. I would make a product that is much more useful to my specific context, and also I would have maybe more expertise on that on that country. If I would live in India, I would probably do something for India. Being in India, which now as a German, I don't have specific knowledge about India, so I wouldn't make a specific local project in India. But if I would be Indian, I would. So I think that the hustle would be still the same. I would still care about innovation. I would still care about meeting people, but I would do something different with the situation.
And who better to answer this question than who have lived in 9 different countries?
That's great. Like you said, so we already feel that some problems can be more universal than we expected, but there are still people, they choose to innovate on different projects. That's great. So do you think, my next question would be, do you think problems find entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs find problems?
I think I would answer it again very differently. I think entrepreneurs find opportunities.
Entrepreneurs find opportunities.
And then,
problems. Yeah.
Going forward, every problem is an opportunity in disguise.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I would answer it that way.
Okay. So your answer, entrepreneur find problems. What about Mesvin? You had different answer from him in the last section. So.
Okay, so actually I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs actually find problems,
Okay.
then they change those problems into opportunities. So an entrepreneur might see a problem, but they don't see it just as a problem. They see it as an opportunity for it to become a business, for it to be a solution, for it to be a mechanism for the betterness of the lives of people. Yeah, so entrepreneurs see problems, then change them into opportunities.
Okay, now same answer here. What about Annika? Do you agree with them or is different answer?
I would think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
So maybe we have all common themes. If I want to say the common theme is we want to make the world a little bit better, if every one of us wants that, but based on the entrepreneur's background, you will focus on the part of the problem that you know about. I would love to be an engineer or know about chemistry, and find a solution for climate change. But my background is in social sciences, and in training. So I'm a great trainer. So based on the skills and the resources that I have, I'm looking forward to the big problem that I see is like global development and peace. Where can I contribute? Where can I contribute, and so it's breaking down the problem into smaller steps and then seeing how it matches with my skill set. So it's both. It's not that the problems find the entrepreneurs, or I also do think entrepreneurs have a mindset to see everything that is a problem, to turn into opportunity, but it's a mix of both. And sometimes just people find themselves in a situation and it just works out.
Great. You know, from your answers this round, I actually feel that innovation isn't just only about solving problems. It also reveals who you are, what you care, what you value, and what outcomes, what kind of changes do you want to see. So I kind of want to pause on technology for a bit, because I know all of your projects involve tools, but down to earth, after all, it's more about people. And what you create with your projects actually differs a lot. So jobs, access, knowledge, right? So I want to ask, when you think about success, what are you really want to change? So which one matters more? Is it making things more efficient or creating more opportunities?
Okay, for me, it's about creating more opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say more opportunities, I'm not ignoring efficiency, because efficiency is good, but opportunity comes first. When you have this sort of mechanism, when you're solving problems human way, you make sure that it becomes inclusive, it becomes all inclusive. And in whatever I do, I have this motto that I say, like, leave no one behind. So I want to be inclusive in the solutions that I give out. And you cannot always be inclusive and efficient at the same time. You might try to, but it might be a little bit challenging. So for me, it's more about giving out the solution and being very effective to people than being efficient for the market.
Okay, what about Annika? I guess more opportunities.
Well, I had the same answer, but I have a completely different reasoning.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I would also go for more opportunities. But I was more thinking, if I think about peace education and dialogue, and I want to make dialogue efficient, then how would dialogue be efficient? What is the success of dialogue? And for me, it's more about creating spaces where everyone can equally contribute and where we negotiate, and there's no best way, but more about exchanging what are possible ways. So there's so many youth leaders, and I think all the ideas exist already in this world to change the world, but maybe there's just two people who need to talk, and there's an amazing idea with someone who has the perfect engineering skills, and if they meet each other, then we have a solution. And it's hard to define efficiency in this context, but it's more about opportunities that like people can take to become the best version of themselves.
Great. How about Xinmeng?
I think the solution will have just one answer, because like in our lives, like in our living lives, we have seen two big revolutions. First was the digital revolution, and now the AI revolution. And what really happened is that if you look, due to digital revolution, people's connection with each other improved. You can really connect with someone from like if I am sitting in India, I can connect someone from Ethiopia, like just in a second. So their efficiency improved at large. And then came in the AI, where efficiency to knowledge increased. For example, okay, a very difficult concept in robotics, inverse kinematics. I have to learn it like 5 years ago. I have to go to library, like, or maybe download a PDF, go through it, ask someone, please explain this to me. But right now, I can just like ask someone, like not someone you mean like ChatGPT or the large language models, and then I have the answer and explanation why is it like that in seconds. So access to like deep tech, access to difficult topics have been very easy.
Yes.
So that's where efficiency is increased. Yeah, and then for example, and right now if you see opportunities, that's why this is also creating more opportunities. Since knowledge barrier has decreased, them like we say, like in like marketing terms we say it that we are democratizing things. So we have democratized education. So if you have democratized education, you have also democratized tinkering, you have also democratized building. Like me 5 years ago would be very difficult to even conceptualize a thing, but today I can just conceptualize a thing and even build it in one day. Like I can like build a robot in one day right now, but it like just 5 years ago building a robot, like I have to like scout for components, do the coding and things like that. So that's how like opportunities and efficiency both will go hand in hand. Efficiency, if you democratize stuff, efficiency will increase, and if efficiency increases, opportunities increase as
So
a
they are
byproduct.
connected.
Yeah, everything is
actually.
connected there, and you have seen it in our lives.
Yeah. So when you start your project, when you are being innovative, if there's only one thing you can choose from technology, talent, data, and capital, which one stays?
Talent.
Talent.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
would not
firm
even think about it.
talent.
Talent.
Talent. Why?
Because like if you give me $1 million right now, I would be the most nervous person in the room because I would not know what to do with $1 million.
Okay.
But if you give me like 5 smart and honest friends, then I can promise you that we will build something in the next 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Now, what about you guys?
I really like your answer.
Yeah.
That is true. I also, especially in the age of AI, there's like things you can build, things you can do, but what I don't think can be replaced is like the human judgment. And AI is great to put things into place, but the part of innovation of I see a problem and this is the solution I want to build for it, it has to do with your talent, with your experience, with your style and your leadership. So yes, I would also go for the group of 5 talented friends who care about the same idea, because I think it's a mix of talent but also like passion. And then there will always be a great project, and then the data will come over the years and the capital
So
and
talent
technology
first.
will follow. Yes, I would go talent.
Okay, so talent, data, capital,
And
and technology.
Yes.
What about you?
If you actually allow me, I like to pick 2.
Pick 2?
Yeah.
Let's hear first. Which 2?
Okay. Talent and data.
And data.
Yeah.
What if you can't be too greedy? Only one.
It will be very challenging for me, but I might lean to talent, but still data. Data is very important.
Okay.
Because regarding talent, they have mentioned it. Without talent, we lose the human aspect of things. So we cannot be trying to solve human problems without being human first, right? So talent is very important. But I believe that data is as important as well, because there is the problem that he is solving, and for his problem, I know that talent is very important for the solution, but he is making every decision via data.
Data.
Yes, and including for me, I am using data to actually make every decision. So not only every decision, we are mitigating every risk because we have the data in our hand. So the talent that we have as humans, we are processing that the data that we get. So I believe that the data is basically the structure that will complement our talent, or the data is basically the backbone for the decision makings that we'll be making when we think that or when we say that we are innovative. Yeah.
That's a great answer. So all
like,
people,
like I always have like to give this analogy that if you only consider data and based your decisions based on past data, it always is an initial value problem. Because if you change the initial value of anything, you get a different solution. And that's why I think data is very dynamic. You can get past data, but with past data, you can never reliably predict what's in the future. You can do modeling, you can do a lot of engineering modeling around it, but it always is an initial value problem. If one person is doing thing, okay, you have like your data will make sense. But at the same time, if you just change your initial value, for example, instead of 1 person, there are 5 people, then the initial value changes, and hence data in that like aspect will cease to give correct predictions.
So for the predictions, then we need imagination.
Yeah.
And that's what only the humans can do, and the talent.
Yeah.
That like a bit of luck, but also a bit of hope.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
maybe past data.
Yeah.
So I would say talent gets the most mentions here,
Yes.
right? And here at this Acceleration Week at the World Youth Development Forum, you have met a lot of talents from around the world. And actually today was the first day you worked together alongside these talents in this program. So let us know, how did it feel? Any thoughts from day one?
Okay, so it's not every day that you get to engage with innovators from the globe.
Yes.
It's not every day. So when we actually came here, we came up with our solutions, and I believe that when I say this, that we share this idea, we came here with open minds to actually hear a very good critics about our solutions, but also to learn from other projects as well, to see how other innovators have actually approached their problems, and as we said earlier, change it into opportunities, and how they are creating opportunities. So me coming here, I can personally say I've seen what I haven't saw regarding my solution. That is the first thing. And the second and the biggest thing is that I got to engage with my fellow innovators. I got to learn a lot from them. And hopefully this network that we've created here will continue so that we can collaboratively create something bigger that could actually solve something that is not on a community level, but on a global scale, I believe. Yeah.
That's great. Annika, what about your thoughts?
Well, days like today just give me hope, because there's a lot of problems in this world, but there's also a lot of young people with amazing ideas. And like I said, I'm not an engineer who can build air purifying systems, but I can be around other brilliant young people who do have these ideas. And in our group, there's someone working on a fabric that can purify the air and can be wearable, and then everyone in the office space will also benefit from the fresher air. There's people working on improving logistics and transportation. There's people working on employment. There's so many smaller projects that fit into the bigger puzzle of making the world a better place and innovating for good, innovating for the others. So meeting all of these other young leaders just gives me hope that there are amazing project ideas to tackle the problems that young people are concerned about.
How about Xinmeng?
I would first correct you. I'm making air analyzing systems, not air purifying systems. Okay. And then like forums like this, like bring people together. Like for example, for my idea, if I want to get different perspectives, it's very easy. Like I can just put it onto a Reddit forum online, and I will get different perspectives from like some people. It's not about that. Forums like this, you get to like think of a problem which did not exist in your mind yet, because like we humans, we are like very much bound to our surroundings, and then we also see things in the scale of our surroundings. Like for example, I met someone from China, and the scale in China is so huge, and so rapid. So like I was like, for me, I like to build one kind of an actuator. It takes like 4 days, and here they make it in like 4 hours. So so you can also imagine what kind of efficiency they have. And also efficiency and innovation doesn't always be technological innovation. What I learned here today, most importantly, is that innovation should not be only technology. Innovation can also be organizational innovation, and innovation can also be operational innovation. And that's how how people from different cultures and people from different different cultures, different cities, different countries think about it. Like for me, also from very engineering background, innovation is always about tech. And I never thought about innovation in a time scale, innovation in operation scale. So that is something which really opened up my mind to some doors which were just off, and now I can think more.
You know, platforms like, let's say, World Youth Development Forum or Action Plan or Acceleration Week, they're designed to create more opportunities for young people from around the world. So what do you think makes spaces like these more valuable?
Okay, so places like this are very valuable. It all starts from the idea of this kind of spaces. So these kind of spaces are designed for young people to actually have a voice first. You know, young people might be innovating stuff, creating stuff, solving problems, but sometimes their voice might not be heard. Sometimes their innovative ideas might not have a podium to be presented. So the first and the biggest thing that this sort of platforms provide is the voice, the stage, and the eyes for young innovators to showcase their ideas. And besides that, it also creates an opportunity for those young people to actually engage with their fellow innovators. Again, that is priceless as well. So this sort of events are very priceless.
All right, thank you.
Well, as an intercultural trainer, I would also obviously say for the intercultural experience, for meeting other people, what Xinmeng said, the perspectives that we get, especially if you have one product for one context, talking to other youth from different contexts and getting their feedback may give you some ideas about how to make your product different in different contexts, how to improve it, and also hopefully partnerships with other youth working on different but similar issues around the world to then together be better together. So I think it's about the network we create, also the intercultural friendships we make, the learning together, the perspective taking, and also being immersed here in this environment in China with all the field visits we're doing. We just get to know different ideas and different perspectives that then we can incorporate in our work.
How about Xinmeng?
Everyone has said and I really empathize with it, but I also think that events like this, you also empathize about your problems with others. To come here, we had to take a 14 hours flight, and I really empathize with a lot of people that that jet lag is true. So it's also about empathizing with problems of others, and that is something which you don't really get when you don't meet in person.
All right, so now all of you have already decided which field you want to work on, but there are a lot of younger people, they're still waiting to step into this world. So now let's end with instinct. No long answers, no presentations, just short answers, complete the sentence. The next big opportunity for young people is? Who want to go first?
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I would say the first thing that comes to your mind and is important to you.
That's great.
I would say interconnected world. Interconnected world.
Interconnected one.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question, the next sentence. The next thing, the most important thing that young people should stop waiting others to solve is
Opportunities.
opportunities. That's a great one.
What really bothers them and what is important to them.
Oh, okay.
Like if you think about something, just do it.
Yes, that's exactly.
And one final question. What's something young people underestimate themselves?
Their ability to change ideas into action.
Yes, the impact they can have, because all big ideas have started by someone having an idea and just starting.
Scale.
Scale.
Yeah, they really underestimate the scale. For example, me sitting in my bedroom, think about something, and then the next thought comes to my mind is like, oh, okay, who is going to use this? Yeah, but like you don't think about scale. Okay, what if? So young people should always try to ask what if, and should not should always be present, look for opportunities, and just keep asking what if.
What if?
Yeah.
Ask more about what if.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. These are all very inspirational answers. I'm sure they will, get a lot to learn from this conversation. And today we have actually here, 3 very different stories, different challenges, different problems, different paths, and different ways of thinking. Yet all of you have shared one thing in common, is that you didn't wait for the perfect condition. You just started doing it. And now this is where you are. And I think that's really what innovation is about. It's not about creating the same future. It's about, noticing something that other people didn't, and you decide not to walk past them. So thank you all again so much for coming and joining, and thank you everyone for watching. This is The Hype. I'm Xinmeng, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.